Today marks my 1-year anniversary of YouTube content creation. Content creation has been an exciting process for me, one that comes with plenty of highs and plenty of lows. If you in any way have supported this channel, financially, liking a video, or even telling me I suck a big one, thank you so much. I thought as a tribute to my 1 year of YouTube, I go back to the first video that went viral for me, Psych.
What's up? That was awesome!
What?
No, it's boogie time.
Today's video will go over my thoughts on what is the best episode of Psych.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways.
If you liked the video, please smash the like button and consider subscribing. Before getting into my choice of best episode of Psych, I thought I'd come up with a handful of honorable mentions. This is an absolute free-for-all, and I don't expect every person to like these episodes or certainly agree. So please, in the comments, let me know what your favorite episode is.
Guys, don't be the and wait for it.
First consideration is the second episode of the first season, Spelling Bee. The episode was written by show creator Steve Franks, and to me, really put down the groundwork for the show's immense success.
Anna Banana would like to hear Venus by Bananarama.
The pilot episode sort of did this, but that was really some framework, like Sean's ability, his friendship with Gus, and his pseudo-rivalry with head detective Carlton Lassiter. The Spelling Bee really brings us all together with the friendship dynamic of Sean and Gus in front and center.
Well, you don't have the super smeller. Gus, you have got to stop calling your nose the super smeller. You want to nickname a body part? Nickname your butt, man.
This was also the introduction of Maggie Lawson's character, Detective Juliet O'Hara, who would also become a fan favorite. I won't really get into the actress changes, but it goes without saying that Lawson would become incredibly good in the series, so I'm thankful she took over for the pilot episode actress Ann Dudick. The Spelling Bee episode really displayed the show's comedic writing talents.
Sean, no way!
Enjoy, Dad.
Sean, you gotta take this thing with you!
Primarily with the absurdity of the episode's premise. It also further highlights Sean's immense talents. While the pilot is well written for pilot's sakes, I usually skip right to this on rewatches for the simple fact that this really hits all the beats of what Psych is and would become.
Duck it.
Dock it.
I've heard it. I haven't.
Psych had a weird way of balancing genre blends, but doing it in a way that honored the show's original comedic roots. The season 1 finale, Scary Sherry, is the epitome of this. The show plays around with the idea of dealing with ghosts, and immediately the comparison to Scooby-Doo emerged for me. Co-written between James Roday and Steve Franks, the episode manages to find a way to find comedy and help viewers ignore the possibility of suicide playing at hand. Thankfully, like Scooby-Doo, the ghost wasn't real and remained grounded. Despite being a tad spooky at times, the show really established a few things for the series, like Sean and Gus running away screaming, or Gus constantly being confused as Bud from The Cosby Show.
Oh, come on, don't be modest, Gus. You're totally Bud.
Sean, yo, you believe this?
No, I didn't catch any of that.
It felt like exactly how you and your friends would react to a possible ghost encounter. An episode that displayed near comedic masterwork was the season 2 premiere, American Duos.
What about Detective Lassiter?
Absolutely not. His hair looks like it's been poured out of a cake mold.
Here, we see the lengths Sean and Gus go to be undercover as well as just plain stupid.
Warm up.
I'll keep tonight.
You're warm. You're red hot.
This includes dressing up and acting like total buffoons in front of American Idol-like judges. The episode continues to display the bromance the show made famous, as well as the show's ease at bringing in high-quality guest appearances in Tim Curry.
I feel like I've been incarcerated in a blueberry.
Sean?
This car makes me want to weep and then die.
Curry is absolutely sensational in this episode, biting off every line of dialogue with a sinister quality.
Please spare us additional torture and just euthanize yourselves.
Majority of his lines are quotable, and his pseudo salute to music producer Simon Cowell is subtle but noteworthy. This really became the show's formula: bromance, goofy plot setup, and high quality guest appearances.
Whatever you think happened last night didn't happen because nothing happened. You got it?
That's nice, Lassie. Way to belittle the man.
Yeah, Detective, I do have feelings.
Mix up, Chad.
I beg your pardon? My name is Black. His name is Tan. I can't believe you just made that assumption.
I think we should call the police and let the chips fall where they may.
You're talking like a real white guy right now, Sean. Brothers don't get the benefit of the doubt. I will not rot in this cell. You said we were in this together.
Come on, man.
Annie.
So, now we come to what I consider the best episode of Psych. For those that have watched the show, even once through, probably won't be too surprised. Of course, to me, the best episode of the hit USA Network show Psych is the 16th episode of Season 3, An Evening with Mr. Yang. Written by Andy Berman and James Roday, the episode highlights all the strengths of Psych: comedy, genre blending, paying homage to old shows or films, and oddly enough, playing up drama when it suits the writing. For a show that does such a good job of writing comedy, it can quickly turn dark and do so in a compelling way. This really boils down to our emotional attachment to these characters. They really aren't just television characters, but a lot more with how we've bonded with them. This really adds to the effectiveness of a serial killer episode, and yet, with this overarching danger, it still manages to be damn funny.
Oh, look at that. That's a wheelchair. Up in that window there.
Sean. It was compelling to see someone actually ahead of Sean, someone who has naturally been a step ahead, even when he wasn't. The episode's sequel, Mr. Yin Presents, is just as compelling and might be even better with the homage to Alfred Hitchcock, arguably my favorite director of all time. The ending of Mr. Yin Presents is honestly quite dramatic, and not what we are used to from the series. It also goes on to have an effect throughout the series, with Juliet being traumatized by the events. It shows that Psych can be a damn good piece of comedic writing, but it also can be a bit more when it tries.
I'm just not cut out for this.
It's okay.
Psych is one of my favorite shows ever.
I think he's really matured.
Your town car. You're not naked under there, are you?
Naked and unashamed.
And be outside.
It's a constant comfort television bent on doing one thing: entertaining the audience. It does so with clever writing.
Do you think she has PTSD?
I'm afraid this is far more serious than a mere menstrual issue.
You're not afraid of the competition, are you, Sean?
Of course not. As long as it doesn't involve people trying to best each other. Thing was difficult for everybody, but at this point, it just feels like you're hiding here at this giant post office.
It's City Hall, Sean.
We have a city hall?
She a dime piece.
Dime piece? What is that, like an invisible stopwatch or a chocolate coin?
It's a hot woman.
An upbeat bromance and constant genre homages that are sometimes painfully recreated. The writing remained consistent, the acting always good, and I think this is why the show has become so revered to the psychos. Enough of me ranting. What do you think is the best episode of Psych? If you liked the video, please smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks, Tots, for watching. Big thanks to everyone who continues to support me throughout my YouTube career. Here's to many more years of content creation. See you all soon, Tots.